In this video, I want to give you 4 tips on how to enhance your Bible reading experience. Over the past few years, I've had the opportunity to travel to different parts of the world. I went on a mission trip to Cochabamba, Bolivia, London with some friends, Barcelona, Paris, France. But one of the highlights of my traveling experiences was the opportunity to go to Israel, float on the Dead Sea, ride a camel, eat some really delicious food. But here's what I didn't do though when I traveled to those places. I didn't assume that I knew everything about their culture, the way that they spoke, why they spoke in a certain way, the foods that they ate and why they ate them. Instead, I opted to proceed with an open mind, to stay curious, to learn, and to have that willingness to discover something new and different. When we read the Bible, I want us to approach it with that same attitude. Assume that you're traveling to a place that you've never been to before. Stay curious. The challenge for those who grew up in church is that we've heard hundreds of sermons, we've spent countless hours in Bible studies and religious activities where we're surrounded and bombarded by all of these ideas from different people about the Bible. So we can kind of get this sense that we feel like we know a lot, almost everything that there is to know about the Bible. The challenge for us is to resist that urge and to keep an open mind. The second tip that I would offer to you is to stay curious. When you read the Bible, you need to maintain a sense of curiosity, a willingness to dig a little deeper than surface level. If you dig a little deeper, you might come to discover new and insightful things, not only about the text that you're reading, but more importantly, about God and about yourself. The third tip that I would give you is that meditation is more important than reading. See, oftentimes we read the Bible and we spend some time reading a few chapters and knocking verses out of the way. But what I would challenge you to do is to take maybe one verse or just a few verses and meditate on them. Chew on those verses during your devotional time throughout the day. Allow the text to speak to you, to kind of just process it. Doing this is actually following in the footsteps of what the Bible was intended for. A large chunk of the Bible is written for us not to simply read through, but for us to meditate on those words and allow it to shift the way that we perceive our world and our environment. And lastly, I want to encourage you to study in groups. If you're going to sit down to really wrestle with the Bible, it's probably a good idea to surround yourself with people of varying degrees of Bible knowledge. You want to have somebody in the group who is maybe just starting out. You'll get a fresh perspective on how they're reading the Bible, the questions that they have, and it'll perhaps refresh even your own approach to reading the Bible. You want to have somebody in your group who has been reading the Bible for a really long time. They've allowed those words to marinate on them for years, and they have a new and deepened understanding and wisdom about the text. You may want to consider having somebody who has some serious questions about the Bible. Perhaps somebody who is maybe skeptical or just deeply curious about what the Bible has to say. Bringing somebody like that into your discussion group can really help you perhaps to even wrestle with the text in ways that you never thought of, or in ways that you couldn't have imagined if you had just studied with a group of people who kind of see the text the way that you do already. Diversifying your group can help enrich your Bible reading experience. I hope these 4 tips will help you in your devotional Bible study or just general Bible reading experience. Let me know in the comment sections how you approach reading the Bible. I'd love to hear from you also. Make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, comment your questions, concerns, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.